Welcome to the wonderful world of crankbait fishing.
Some people may ask, what is a crankbait? A crankbait is a bait that usually used while reeling that has a spoon for diving.
Now crankbaits come in all different varieties, the biggest difference being the spoon length. The longer the spoon length is, the deeper it's going to dive. For example, a crankbait like this would dive much deeper than one like this.
Crankbaits come in all different colors. Some even have sparkles. Now obviously, the ones with brighter colors and sparkles will be easily seen by fish underwater. Now different areas call for different types of crankbaits, so you might want to check like local people in your area to see what kind of crankbait you should use, as for different lakes call for different crankbaits.
Another feature that crankbaits can have is the ability to pivot like this one and create a swimming motion, or make a rattling noise like this. And that rattling noise can easily be heard underwater, as sound travels 4 times faster underwater than on land.
Now many locals around here like to use this right here called the pivoting dipper. Now as you see here, it has a pivoting motion and a spoon. Now the pivoting motion causes it to look almost lifelike underwater. And once the bass get it, they hit those trebles right there, boom! You got yourself a largey.
Now when using your crankbait, you want it to look like it's an injured fish so that fish will consider it a weakling and try to eat it. Now in order to do that, you're going to want to reel for a little bit so it sinks down because of the spoon. Water's going to flow past it, it's going to sink down. Then the natural buoyancy of it's going to make it float back up when you stop reeling. Sink down once you start reeling, go up, look something like this. And you got yourself a largey.
Now when using your crankbait, it is really important to pick a good time of day. Usually early morning and late evening are the best times of day to use your crankbait. You also want to pick a good location. Usually along riverbanks, streams, really anywhere where there's like vegetation so you can sink that crankbait under it.
Now you may also be wondering, what types of fish can I catch with a crankbait? Well, I mean, the main ones are largemouth, smallmouth, white bass, or even crappie sometimes.
From the weekend fishing expeditions to hardcore fishing, we hope this helped you.
Please subscribe and like our videos.